Hello there, what's up? My name's Commando, welcome to my No Mercy 2016 review. And I honestly thought this was a pretty decent kind of show, and kind of odd, because right before it was set to go on the air, you should have seen my reaction when I seen this. There was a video uploaded on WWE's Facebook page, I seen it. The title was No Mercy, set to start the show. I was like, what? I was like, what? I would legit said that out loud. I couldn't believe it. And then when I read the comments as to why people are saying that some presidential debate thing or something between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, so that's what reason they were doing it. I was like, okay, I guess. But I mean, if people want to watch wrestling, they'll watch it, and if they want to watch that, they'll watch that. I don't think it would really, make much difference. I mean, and it's on the network, so people will just go back and watch it whenever they wanted to. They can watch the debate thing, then come back to this. But I wasn't against it, it's different. Although the main event that we got, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Anyways, starting off in the pre-show, uh, I thought this was odd because it happened so early in the pre-show. But Kurt Hawkins comes out and he's got this new music. I mean, I was kind of disappointed because I loved his old song. I personally thought it was one of the best theme songs, probably in the last 10 plus years. It's just, I loved it. But it's okay. He comes out and it's got like this I don't know, voiceover over it with him saying all these weird random shiz. And he gets in the ring and says that he said he would be getting into the ring at No Mercy, and now he has, and that's it. He was away to leave, and then he music and pyro goes off, and then he gets the mic, and then he says he's gonna have his very first match this Tuesday on SmackDown Live. I was like, okay, because it was kind of funny, but it was just because it was so early. I was like, seriously, what the fuck? Why are you putting this on now? Especially on the kickoff, and so early in the kickoff. But then it was kind of funny, so I was like, okay. But then after that, there was the whole thing with Alexa Bliss backstage speaking to Shane and Daniel Bryan. Because just before the show went on as well, there was a thing about Alexa Bliss being, sorry, not Alexa Bliss, about Becky being injured. And then they said here that Becky Lynch can't compete tonight, and it's not related to an in-ring injury. It's just an injury or something. I don't know what it is. It's still not been revealed what it is. She did send a tweet out, and she was in hospital, so I don't know. No idea what it is or what it could be. So she's out for a while, I guess. But they said that she's going to get a title match. This was so odd. On November 8th, when SmackDown's in Glasgow, Scotland. I was like, that's so odd, so random. It's like a month away. I was just like kind of baffled by it, to be honest. But I guess she's going to be out. She'll be cleared by then, so it'll be good to see the match when it does happen. And then they said that Alexa is she'll get another match tonight. She's still going to have a match. So yeah, and then Jerry King Lawler afterwards says that she should have demanded the title, and that she should have just handed it over to her. And I'm just thinking, well, I mean, it has happened before. We have seen something like that happen before. But yeah, that's really about it for the pre-show. They spoke. There was the Usos in the social media lounge. They kind of just plowed through the questions. They could have asked like 10 questions, and they would have still just been plowing through them. They were answering them really quick and just getting through them. After that, we get on to the first match, which was just announced on the day of No Mercy, probably due to the Alexa Bliss match not taking place. But then they did end up having an Alexa Bliss match anyway, so I don't know. But it was an 8-man tag match with, I don't actually have the thing here. Here we go. Sorry about this. It was the Hype Bros and American Alpha defeating the Ascension and the Vaudevillains. 9 minutes long. They've been doing this match for a while now on the house shows. But I actually thought it started off pretty good, which I was surprised at, and then it ended pretty good too. There was like up to like the commercial, because they like to have a commercial on the pre-show. It was good, and then it came back, and it was very rest holdy in my opinion. But then at the end, it picked up and they all started doing their moves. But Hype Bros and American Alpha won. But yeah, like I said, it was pretty good. It was pretty good action. Everybody got in their stuff at the end. Mojo Rawley did some weird thing at the start where we started like dancing and shit. He did something like that the last week on SmackDown as well. We did like this Hammer Time thing and was like going absolutely nuts and shit. Well, he did something like that this time, but it was different. But eventually it ended with Gable and Jordan hitting the Grand Amplitude and Jordan getting the pinfall. Yep, there's nothing more to say about that. We get on to the main show, and it started with AJ Styles defeating Dean Ambrose and John Cena for the World Championship. 21 minutes 40. Great match. Loved it. Start to finish. Just action. That's what I love. That's what I love about wrestling, is when matches are like this. Just straight up action from start to finish. What's not to love about it? I loved it. It was great. No complaints from this whatsoever. They all did their moves. Pele kicks, dirty deeds, AAs, everything you could want from it. It happened. Eventually, Cena and Ambrose sort of like did his own version of the calf crusher on Styles after Styles had done it on him. I think he did it on him, or he did it on Cena or somebody. I don't really remember. I'm really tired. I actually fell asleep during the main event for like a couple hours. But Ambrose had the calf crusher on Styles, and then Cena comes along and puts on the STF on Styles, and then Styles taps out. But the ref didn't actually call for the bell. Because I rewound it, I was like, I just wanted to see if the ref actually called for it. But no, he didn't. The bell just ring-a-ding-ling. And I was like, hey, bell ringer boy, what are you doing? But the ref called it off, and the match continued. Cena and Ambrose brawl. Cena goes for the A. Ambrose hits dirty deeds, goes for the cover. Styles puts the ref out the ring. Nothing ref can do about it because no DQ, people. Ambrose takes Styles out with this was funny as fuck. This was funny as fuck. Ambrose hits this, well, it says Tope Suicida here. And he didn't, get him like he normally gets him. Like, he got him, but he didn't get a lot of him. And Styles sold the shit out of it. He went like flying over the announce table and over the chairs and shit. It was fucking hilarious. And then after that, he like throwed him over the other announce table, like the German one, and he kind of oversold it, I guess, a little bit as well. I thought it was funny. Then Ambrose goes up top, Cena cuts him off, connects with the A from the top rope, that's right, and then Styles hits Cena with a steel chair. I think he like hit him in the gut and then hit him in the back and then pinned him and got the win. I thought he maybe could have fought like the Styles Clash or something, or just hit something. He just beat him off the chair. That would be my only sort of issue. I wasn't against it. I still thought it was a good way to end it, but I would have preferred if he did that and then hit the Styles Clash or something, or did that and then hit the 450 or the forearm or something. But AJ won. I wasn't against it. Great match. Definitely recommend watching it. After this, it seemed like they were going to go with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt next, because they put the video package. I wish they had, because the match that we got with Randy Orton was pretty shit. We'll get to that eventually. And next, we go on to probably going by the crowd reaction, I would say this was a underrated match. It was Nikki Bella defeated Carmella, 8 minutes 5 seconds. I thought it was a good match. I really did. It's probably like my third best match on the show, in my opinion. I really did think it was great. I thought it was the whole format of the match was great. It was pretty much Carmella working on Nikki's like back of the neck and head the entire match. Eventually Nikki won. But the crowd didn't really react to it and wasn't really doing much, but I thought they were doing good stuff. I really did. Carmella did all her things. It looked like she was actually going to win at some point with the Code of Silence, but I actually did think she was going to win a couple times with the Code of Silence. But Nikki made it to the ropes. Carmella slaps Nikki across the face and beats her on the mat. But then Nikki comes back, and they called it the Rock Attack 2.0, that TKO thing she's doing. I was like, ugh, that is not a good name for it. It just doesn't seem like a name for that move, in my opinion. The Rock Attack, what she did, sort of made sense, but Rock Attack 2.0, I don't know. They should just do a play on the whole TKO thing, like EC3 does the TK3, I think he calls it. Maybe she could do something like the the NBO or something. I don't know. But Rock Attack 2.0, I don't like that. I don't think that's a good name. After this, there's a backstage thing with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, and The Miz comes in and he says after tonight they'll have something in common because both Ziggler and Daniel Bryan will be retired, and after he wins, he wants to renegotiate his contract. And then moving on, we have the tag match between Heath Slater and Rhino. Defeated the Usos. Didn't think that was going to happen for the SmackDown tag titles. 10 minutes 20. And it was surprisingly not a bad match. I was going into this not expecting much. But it was actually a pretty decent match, especially for a tag match. And I really liked the Usos' shoes. I know that's not really something that's should be talked about, I guess. I don't know, but I thought their shoes looked really cool. These bright yellow things, I thought they were awesome. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. Not like insanely memorable or anything like that. But it was a good match. I thought it was alright, and I was surprised to see the Usos lose. So I did think they were going to win. The Usos, they did do their like leg thing on Heath Slater at one point, but Jimmy catches Slater with a super kick, tags in Jay. They work on Slater's leg a bit, but then Rhino takes Jimmy out with a gore on the outside. This is when Jay locks in the half crab submission thing that he does. Rhino comes in and does a clothesline to him, calls for the tag, tags in Rhino. Rhino takes Jay down with a gore and gets the pinfall. Yes, I have to read through the recaps because I have a horrible memory and I'm tired. So yeah, but when I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's true, that happened. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent match. It was alright. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting much, and it came out with a pretty good match. So I was happy. Excuse me. Afterwards, there's a thing with Bray, and he's like saying. It sounded to me like he was sort of saying words in reverse, or like in tongues. I think Bray GBL said. But he was saying some shit, and then he starts singing the whole world in his hand song. Then after this, we get Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. 7 minutes 30. Not much to say about this match. It was, the crowd didn't really care about it either. I don't know. I mean, they really needed to do more with this to actually build up to it. And Swagger's just been booked like shit and like a jobber for so long. It's like there's no reason to care about him. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler or anything, but just if they actually built it up a bit more, because they started off with him coming in and he had that promo and then they never really followed up on it. So I would like to see a bit of a career revival, I guess, for him. Hopefully they can do something. I don't know. And Corbin, maybe they should let him do more promos on his own or change his character. I don't know, but he just sounds so emotionless when he does promos. I spoke about this in the predictions video, but eventually it comes down to Corbin was working on Swagger's hand because he like smashed it in the steel steps, and that sort of played a part in Swagger trying to hit the Patriot lock. He eventually did get it in, like at the end. But Corbin makes it to the apron and breaks the hold and like pulled the apron thing away, I guess. I think that was what happened at the end there. Pokes him in the eyeball, and a daze. Baron Corbin wins. Not a great match, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Yeah. And next we get a surprisingly great match. I really didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be this good. But it was, and it was 90 minutes 45 seconds with Dolph Ziggler defeating The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. My only sort of issue is Ziggler's super kick. Like, it's so obviously like misses. Well, not misses, but it's so obviously. Well, maybe misses is the right word. It doesn't look like it hits at times. I mean, sometimes it does, and then sometimes it. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Maybe if you look at like a Shawn Michaels' switching music, and then you look at like a Ziggler's, it's not the same, I don't know. Apart from that, this was a really good match. I was surprised at how good it was. They just went at it back and forth the whole match. It was good. I can't really remember much about the beginning of the match, but eventually, Maurice gets involved and was spraying the shit. Bloody the Spirit Squad guys came out again, Kenny and Mikey. Uh, I think they came out and sort of distracted the ref, and then that's when Maurice sprayed for him. Then he hit the Skulkers and finale, and I was like, no, no. Uh, oh no, it was this. Maurice sprayed Ziggler, then hit the Skulkers and finale, but he got his foot on the rope. Then after this, the Spirit Squad guys comes out. Ziggler manages to take out Mikey with a super kick, goes after Kenny, but then he hits the Skull Crusher finale, and it was at that point I was like, oh no, not like this. But then he kicks out. When he kicked out the Skull Crusher finale, I was so surprised at that. I did not see that happening at all. Kenny gets up on the apron, the referee catches them and gets rid of all of them. Kenny, Mikey, Maurice, and Ziggler hits the super kick and wins. Great match. Second best match for me. After the triple threat match, obviously that was my favorite match. I'd go triple threat, this match, then the Nikki and Carmella match, and then probably the Heath and Rhino match. I thought that I was pleasantly surprised at how good the Ziggler Miz match it was. Just a good match, because I didn't think the last one was as good. Like, some people were making it out to be pretty great, but I didn't think it was that great. But I thought this one was a lot better. It really was. Like, the crowd was into it as well. Because I actually really did think Ziggler was going to lose. So I was surprised to see him win. And then he was on talking smack and, just being his usual self, flirting with Renee and saying some, not controversial, but he's saying some cocky things, I guess would be the word. But yeah, there was a talking smack thing as well after No Mercy. I forgot to mention that in predictions video. But yeah, it was good. Talking smack's always good. After this, there was some shit with the pre-show guys. They recapped the 8-man tag match. Then Alexa Bliss comes out and she cuts a promo saying about Becky's non-ring action related injury and makes fun of her and says the reason she's not here is because she's scared of Alexa. And then Naomi's music interrupts. And then those two have a match. Like, I spoke before about Naomi's entrance, how she needs to have something. It seems epic, like the whole lights thing. You're like, okay, this is cool, but she doesn't actually do anything. She has like this badass dance routine or something, but she just sort of comes out and sort of half-asses it and just sort of turns around and then she runs and slides on her knees. Like it's a cool thing, but then she just under delivers, I guess would be maybe the word. Something she needs to work on, in my opinion. But this was a bad match. I'm just going to say it was a bad match. It was very sloppy. There was botches. And I don't know what it is, but Naomi, I think she needs to go back to being a heel, because it seems like I don't know, she just seems so bland as a face. Like, she fucking won the match and she just walks away and had like no reaction. And she was like not selling half the shit that was happening. Because she did like a rear view at one point and it totally didn't hit, and the crowd even reacted to it. There was other stuff that was botched too. It was horrible. Like, she did something and then Alexa ended up just hitting her in the cross arm breaker because she fucked up. Then Naomi just countered and pinned. Like, it was so bad, really, really bad. And then Naomi just rolls out and like doesn't even fucking react. And then Alexa like has a fucking temper tantrum or whatever. I thought it was just bad. That's my thing for this match. It was just bad. It lasted 5 minutes 25 seconds. It was just a pointless match. It was just stupid. Not happy with it at all. And like I said, Naomi needs to go back to being a heel or something, because she just sucks as a face, in my opinion. She was so good at a heel, and now they've done her to this shit. I don't agree with it. Same with that whole fucking Emma Lena shit that's gonna happen on Raw. Emma was great as a heel, and I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with this stupid Emma Lena thing. It'll probably be just horrible. I would not be surprised if it's just the biggest pile of shit ever. But yeah, after that there's some video hype thing for the pay-per-view with Cole talking about all the matches that are going to happen. Kevin Owens Rollins, Banks Charlotte, and Reigns Rusev. They didn't actually say if those matches were all going to be Hell in a Cell. I'm guessing they will be, which Yeah, I have my doubts on the whole Sasha Banks Charlotte thing in Hell in a Cell. I think they should get rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and just have a Hell in a Cell match, randomly like it used to be. Because forcing it each year, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. Like if it was just like randomly, like the whole Shane versus Taker thing, it's more special and it's not, expected, which is better in my opinion. So like when it does happen, you're like, oh my god, holy shit, didn't see that coming. Logic. Hell of a thing. Shame not everyone has it though. Moving on, we get the final match. This is where I fell asleep at some point. It was just a bad match. It was just boring. That's my issue with it. It just was boring. Like I was reading the bloody house show things, and one of them said that they put on like a 20-minute great match, great main event match. And I was like, okay, well maybe this match is gonna be good, but no, it wasn't. Bray Wyatt won. 15 minutes 40. I mean, there was some good moves in that, but it's not like it was just straight up shit moves or anything like that. Or there was wrestles, but it just was boring. That's my overall thing with it. It was boring. At one point, Wyatt went for like the sent on thing on the steel steps on the outside and missed. Not a whole lot really to mention about it. This shouldn't have been the main event. Even fucking Dolph Ziggler said it on Talking Smack. Ziggler and Miz should have been the main event. If you were to do this whole triple threat thing to start the show, Ziggler and Miz should have ended the show. The crowd was into that match so much because you really didn't know if Dolph was going to lose or what have you. It should have been the main event, and I completely agree with Ziggler saying that it should have been as well. Like even Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon sort of said it as well. But eventually comes down to it says Wyatt slams Orton on the steel steps. Oh, that was the senton thing. Okay, I thought that was earlier in the match. No, it must have happened late in the match. Orton starts slamming Wyatt into the announce table and does his back suplex thing into the barricade. Hits the draping DDT, goes for the RKO. Wyatt's little music thing hits, and then Luke Harper's in the ring. I was like, yes. And he's just sort of staring him down with his little crazy eyes, like. And then the lights come back on. Wyatt hits the Sister Abigail and wins. So I was happy with that part of it. But the rest of the match was quite boring. And like I said, this is where I fell asleep at some point. I don't know, can't remember where it was, but I fell asleep and then I woke up 2 hours later and I was like, oh, holy shit. And then my Sky was being a fucking weirdo and it wouldn't work, so I ended up just watching it online. And then after that, it just comes to a close with Wyatt kneeling on the entrance ramp with Harper standing behind him as Orton is lying in the ring. Yeah. And they spoke about in Talking Smack how they just signed Luke Harper to SmackDown and then didn't expect him to make an impact so soon. That was Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon's words. So I will be interested to see where they go with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. If Orton will get like a tag team partner or something. But something that I didn't like about Talking Smack is they said that they want to give Cena and Ambrose a match against AJ. I was like, why? Like, he's beat them. Why would he? Why would you give them another match? It doesn't make sense. Now, yes, I know the whole thing. They made him tap or whatever. If it was just a straight up triple threat rematch, okay. But they were like, oh, I want to see AJ versus Cena, or I think it should be AJ and Ambrose again. And I was like, why? That's so stupid. Like Renee asked him, like, who do you think should get a thing from this? Who should be the new challenger? And they're like, oh, well, we want to see AJ and Cena again, or we want to see AJ and Ambrose again. Like, I don't get that. Like she was clearly asking who should be like the next number one contender type of thing. Who should be who impressed them or something. I thought there was maybe going to come out with like a Bray Wyatt or something, and then I was just reading something, so I was like watching the YouTube exclusive videos, and somebody said that this could set up a Miz world title run, and I never thought of that, and I thought, oh well, that's actually a pretty good idea. I never thought of that. So if they do go that way with Miz going into the world title picture. I'd be interested to see how they go about that, but I don't think it would happen now with AJ Styles, being the heel and being the champion. But I'd be okay with a triple threat rematch. I'd be okay with that, but I don't think the whole them two getting a singles match just so it doesn't make sense to me. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's a. I'm not saying it would be a bad match or anything. I know Cena and AJ had the best match of probably one of the best matches of the year, if not the match of the year at SummerSlam. Matches with Ambrose was okay, but I would like a triple threat rematch. If they're gonna go anything, go a triple threat rematch. But I don't know. I think the triple threat would be the best way to go because it's going to be Survivor Series, and then at least you get all those guys in one match instead of maybe struggling to get them in a match for Survivor Series. Because I'm guessing it's going to be like a fucking 4 hour thing with like a 17-hour pre-show like SummerSlam and WrestleMania, since that'll be like a bloody brand thing. Not looking forward to that. Same with Royal Rumble, because it's in that fucking 60,000 seat arena thing. That'll be the same. I'm guessing it'll be a 4 hour thing. And I think they should probably go back to the 40-man thing for the Rumble now that it's both brands and be more of a chance for people to do stuff in the Rumble. I think that'd be a good time to do that. And I also seen something in one of the comments about the woman getting a Rumble or something like that. I think it maybe be like hard to to do a Rumble, like to have a number one contender that early, because there'll probably be like 7 pay-per-views in between fucking Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Not really exaggerating that much. So that's my only sort of thing with that, but I wouldn't be opposed to like a Rumble or something, or maybe even closer to WrestleMania they have sort of like a Rumble type of thing. And then what I'm also hoping for the Rumble is that they can choose. It's not just like, oh well, this is a SmackDown guy, well he gets a SmackDown title shot. I hope they do the whole choosing thing again. That would where they can say, oh, I want to go for the Raw title, or I want to go for the SmackDown title, and then they can switch brands or whatever. That would be kind of cool. I'd be up for that. I think that would be cool. But I would be interested to see if they would do something with the women. Leave a comment if you think that's something you agree with, disagree with, whatever. But that's really about it for the No Mercy review. I do think it was better than Clash of Champions, because I didn't really think Clash of Champions was all that great. Well, I mean, a few matches was good on this show. I mean, there was a lot of bad, but I did enjoy a good few of the matches, like the Triple Threat, the Carmella match, the Ziggler match. Even the 2 tag matches were pretty decent, but the rest was, at least Luke Harper returned. That's cool, because you can't beat that beard. It's 10 out of 10. Would lick. Only other news. What was it? Oh yeah, I got this bloody thing from WWE. WWE research. I'm gonna go do it after this. They want me to take a survey. Like, I looked at it while I was watching the pre-show, like during one of the commercials. I just looked, and it says this survey should take approximately 20 minutes to complete. I was like, okay, I'm not doing that right now. So I'll go and see what the hell that's all about. And also there is some news thing from one of the sites. It says that Shane versus Brock Lesnar could happen, and a possible big feud for Braun Strowman, because the whole last week they said about Braun saying he wanted better competition, and that's apparently going to change. He's going to start defeating some bigger names over the next few weeks, leading to a first major singles feud. Yay. Thankfully they're doing something now, because the whole squash match thing was getting a little bit boring. Although I am impressed with Braun. Like, how fast he moves is quite scary, to be honest. I didn't see that, before with the Wyatts. You didn't see that whole how quick he was. I think it's crazy. And one idea apparently is that it's going to lead to a call up of Samoa Joe for the end of 2016. And the idea is that Joe would go over Braun in his debut. And honestly, the way they've been booking Strowman, I would find it hard for someone I know to beat him. But if done right, it could be okay. But the way they've been using him, I find it hard for someone to beat him. I mean, it will happen. I mean, we've seen it happen in the past, you know, I guess with the Wyatt stuff, but I'd be interested to see how that would go down. Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman could be interesting. And then another thing was the Shane McMahon versus Brock Lesnar thing at WrestleMania 32, and it might not be a straight up match between the two, as there was one. It says here at one point there was consideration given to Joe being Shane's pick to go against Lesnar, and then another thing says that reports indicate that it will now be Shane versus Lesnar in a match, but that hasn't been confirmed either. And we also heard that Goldberg may be introduced as Shane's pick to go against Lesnar. So there's that. There's also stuff that Lesnar versus Goldberg is going to happen at Survivor Series, and like loads of people want to see this, and I don't really know why. I don't get the whole wanting to see this rematch. We've seen this before, and it wasn't very good. And I don't honestly think it would be much better now, especially when it's just Brock doing suplexes all the time. Um, I don't know. I don't know why people really want to see this again. Maybe you can leave a comment and tell me why you think that's good or what have you, or maybe you agree with me and don't think it would be good. But that's about it for now. There's no other news about No Mercy or anything like that, or wrestling news. That's it. This review's gone on a little bit longer than I planned, 31 minutes. I like to yap about wrestling. But right before I did this, I was disappointed because I recorded a thing of Mafia 3. Like, I recorded two things of Mafia 3 last night. And first session went great. I know I loved it. And it was all good. Then I recorded another one, but for some reason my bloody commentary didn't record. I thought I turned it on. I always do, because I always do my thing, you know, press record, press commentary, you know. I don't know, it didn't record. It was only an hour and a half, so it won't be just too bad. And it was only mainly sort of side missions, so it's not a big deal. But I am disappointed because I am absolutely loving that game. It's so good. I honestly love it. I really recommend checking it out. There will be a video going up later today, the first part, and it's going to be a daily thing from now on. And also bloody WWE 2K17 comes out this week, so it maybe won't be daily when that comes out, because I'll probably try and get some of it done as well. But Mafia 3 is sort of my main focus. I'm gonna you know, sleep for a while today, and then I'm gonna record some more, and hopefully get the bloody commentary on this time. But I'm honestly just, it's so good. It's really so good. I'm loving it. Like, some people were like, when I seen some of the comments on like the reviews and on videos, and people were complaining about it and what have you, but I think it's great. I love it. So I'm happy. That's all that matters to me. I don't really see some of the complaints people have with it. My only thing I also found out is like the pre-order thing doesn't work on Xbox. Like, you got this exclusive weapons and stuff. Some reason it doesn't work on the Xbox yet. Apparently it's going to be fixed in a patch or something, so we'll see what happens there, whenever that gets released. Apparently it's happening over the next few days, so hopefully you know, it gets patched and we can get these exclusive weapons. There's like 3 weapons and 3 vehicles. I haven't gotten to the vehicle part yet, so it's not an issue there, but I would kind of like the free guns, because who doesn't love free stuff? And the guns are quite pricey as well, but I have been getting good monies lately, so we'll see. And I'm kind of stingy. I don't really like to be buying stuff as well. But yeah, we don't need to talk about that here. I can talk about when I'm playing the game. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this No Mercy review. And this is also being recorded later. If had I not been off work this week, the review wouldn't have been done till I got home. It's now 8:37 in the morning. I would have been at work at this point, so this would have been left until I got home. Yeah, like I said, I fell asleep for, I think it probably was about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, it probably would have been about an hour and a half or so, an hour. I woke up about 6 or something, so yeah, it was a little while. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.